They have started adding an O-ring to the backside of these clips. Nothing I've seen on YouTube yet talking about that. It's always just a plastic clip. So in this episode of the DIY van build, we're gonna prevent a problem that has traditionally been a problem on the Mercedes Sprinter vans. So we're on the external side of the van, and we're gonna remove all the side panels that look like this, make it look just like this. And we put it right back to looking like this. So stick around and we'll show you why we did it and how we did it right now. So let's start with the why. Why are we taking these panels outside of our brand spanking new 2019 Mercedes Sprinter? Well, if you've done any research on making a camper van out of a Mercedes Sprinter cargo van, you'll know that these side panels have been an issue since day one. They put these pegs on the back side of these panels in which clip into the holes on the side of the body, and they're not sealed. So that means any water that gets past this little groove right here and down, it gets into those holes and ends up inside the body of the van. Now, if you just had a cargo van, it might not be such an issue because they did put drain holes, knowing that this is a problem. They put drain holes down here so that that water could escape. But when you're doing a camper van, we're gonna have insulation in here, and we don't want that even trying to absorb any type of water coming in. Now, to be honest with you, if I had the choice, when I took these off, I would have just not put them back on and filled them. But if you look at the grooves or how deep it is, there's no way you can sit there and Bondo all that and prime it and make it look nice and flat. So we're stuck with the panels, so this is what we're going to do to fix the problem. Now to pull these all off, you're going to need a molding pulling tool. You could use a flat blade screwdriver. This is plastic, so as you jam it in there, you're not going to end up scratching your paint. And you're also going to need a T20 Torx bit, because you're going to have 2 screws in your passenger door, 2 screws in your driver's door, and 2 screws in the sliding door, one on either end of the door. The first one, very straightforward. We take our tool, we push it in there, we'll find the clip, boom, pops right off. So the coolest part about this tool is that it actually slides in behind that clip, which ends up giving its gap and just pops it right off. It makes it very, very simple. So now, we're just gonna do the exact same thing to this door. Again, nothing real special. Get your tool in there and find that clip, that first clip. Once you find it, it's pretty straightforward. Bada bing, bada boom, top and bottom, done. And even the sliding door, once you got those screws out, as simple as that, we're almost done one side of the van. But be careful, on this panel here, Mercedes tries to trick you. Although you start with the same tool and pop them off, and once you get to the very end, one more on the bottom, okay? The very last clip though, you do not want to pry on this one, because this one you actually slide off because it's a hook type clip. So on the back of your panel, instead of it being clips like these, come on, focus, there we go, clips like these, it's a hook, and when that's sitting in there, just a little trick, it's just as you're getting confident, also you start prying away, and you break that off, that would suck, you know what I'm saying? And then on the very last quarter panel, it's exactly the same. So right up here, there's one of those clips again, so you're gonna start from the back this time, slide her off. Simple. So now that I got these panels all apart, I am seeing that Mercedes actually has attempted to fix their problem. They have started adding an O-ring to the back side of these clips. With an O-ring, you need pressure against the 2 surfaces to create a seal. Now if you look, it's a gap on the bottom side of it. I know it's not focused very well, but I'm trying. There you go. It's a gap there, and it's just clipping in and pushing up against the surface. And these clips are not 100%. There will be a little bit of movement there. I'll guarantee you this. So although the O-ring's a great idea, it's not a solution. So I'm going to take my acetone and a cloth, and I'm just going to wipe the whole surface down. Just like that. Every time I've watched people seal these up, basically what they do is they put silicone right on top of these little posts, which makes sense. You clip them in, these are the holes, they go into the inside of the body, it stops water from going into there. Very, very true. But at the back of the van, it's only got 500 kilometers on it, and look all the dirt that's built up because they put this ledge in the middle of the paneling for some reason. I'm not sure if it's a strength thing or what, but look at it. Look at it all build up in there. So if you think through winter with snow and salt and all that kind of stuff, over the years it builds up on there, it's gonna start rusting out. So what my thought process is yes, we're still gonna put silicone on these peaks, but I actually want a silicone across the top and the sides. I'm gonna leave the bottom open just because if any water does get past that barrier or condensation maybe that might form in between the plastic and the metal, it does still have a place to escape. And when we do that, our panel goes from looking like this to looking like this. And now, just gonna simply slide her in place and let the clips do its work. Just like that, she's clipped in. Wipe off the excess silicone that might come out the ends, and that's done. Now on the driver's one, remember, we have the 2 screws. I am still gonna silicone it just the same with all the peaks, and I am also gonna silicone the 2 screw holes. Then, while that silicone is still wet, I grabbed our 2 screws and our T20 bit, and we're gonna put those screws back in while that silicone's still wet. And although this is just another really simple task, it's one of those ones that just really needs to be done before you actually build anything inside the van. We're gonna be super watertight. This thing's almost gonna be like a boat. Let her float, baby. And before you know it, we've just completed another task off our list of things to do. And after seeing all that happen, you might be saying to yourself, but Jeff, now those panels are not removable at all. And you're 100% right. But if the sacrifice is not being able to remove those panels so that I can ensure no water is gonna get inside the cab of our vehicle, it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. And plus, when's the last time you took the panels off the side of your vehicle? Never. Unless you absolutely had to, car accident, something like that, you'd never take the panels off anyways. If you're in the car accident, you got more problems than just a side panel. So, yeah, that's what she looks like. And if you have a keen eye, you might notice that they've changed a little bit. And if you noticed it, you're correct. If you didn't notice it, that means I did a pretty good job. But to find out what we did, you're gonna have to tune back in next week. So maybe hit that subscribe, it'll remind you to come back. So, we're gonna call this one an end, and I'm gonna move on to the next DIY van build. So we'll see you next Sunday. Perfect.